burning trades and not really getting anywhere. That seems to sum up my SuperCoach season this year, as we look to burn another 3 trades just to probably fix up a slight hole from a mid-pricer to a premium in that of Zach Reed, as he's gone down with hamstring. That looks to be 4+ weeks from what I've read. But anyway, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be going through my trades for and my VC and captaincy for SuperCoach round 12, the first buy round, and I can sit here and say right now that I'm looking at probably having 20 guys on field at the current moment, just with all the chaos there. But the good thing is that I can say as well that, is it 20? Yeah, 1, 2, 3 that are off. That I do have right now. Only playing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rookies, and I've got 3 basically guys on the bench that are, I guess, primos to hold over and wait for them to come back. So anyway, let's just look at this. Let's look at the trades first of all. Obviously, with Zach Reed out, I needed to trade him. Also needed to trade out El Hooley because he's on the injury, and trade out Henderson just because it doesn't look like he's coming back anytime soon. He could come back, which would definitely help this out. But I wanted to hold like a Simpson and guys like that. And I didn't really think that there was much use trading. I could actually, if Gross doesn't get up, could trade him because he's got a 50 break even. Whereas Henderson, I don't know what exactly his break even is. Probably 55 or something like that. 54. So there's not much difference between those two anyway at all. And Gross is probably going to find games later half in the year, whereas I don't think Henderson will, with how the Demons are rolling. So that's why I've gone with those sets of trades. Wangdi Malira, a guy that I've always sort of looked at and gone, yeah, he's going to be a guy that will be traded in eventually just because he's going to be top of the line. I think this is the week. He does have Melbourne, which I'm pretty sure if I just get rid of some of these tabs here, DFS, if I go through DFS and look at the defense first position, this is a little bit of a pick that I don't know if I necessarily wanted to make per se. If we go to like the if we go and just sort of look at this and use I can sort of filter through and select anyone that I want here at 560k. So I could look at someone and really look at a matchup based thing, like if you look at, obviously, Dale, Rosie, Chera are on the buy, etc. Rankin don't really like. Max Holmes, I kind of don't like that selection because we walk through him in the SuperCoach Trade Targets video, alongside the fact that he does have, it is an easy round this week, but we know that you don't just pick him for one round, you pick him for the future. And the future rounds I don't really like, alongside him having the round 16 buy, which I'm really trying to avoid at all costs. If we look at the 3-round average, or we actually, you know what we can do? We can do this, and I'm pretty sure this will work. In terms of the players that I could easily trade in, you've got the 2 easy sort of rookies, and then you've got guys like McAuliffe. Like, I could easily do a McAuliffe and a, what buy is McAuliffe on? Like, I could easily do, instead of a Wangani Malira, I could do like a Sheldrick and a McAuliffe and just go down the crazy route there. McAuliffe does have the round 14 buy. So let's actually just do something, like I could do McAuliffe and Sheldrick, gain a lot of cash alongside Gray as well, and that's how I make cash. But I just don't know if I'm going to be able to complete my side in that way by going another mid-pricer comparative to AFL Fantasy, where you're getting more trades. Because if you think about it right now, I've got 16 trades in SuperCoach left, and in Fantasy, I've got 3 times 5. So I've got round 12, 13, 14, 15, and then going into 16. So that is 15 trades. Plus I've got another, so I've got, I think, an extra, I want to say 13 or 14 trades in Fantasy compared to SuperCoach at this point in time. And that's why I just don't know if I like McAuliffe. Like, I could also go like a Ned Long and a, I think also a Sheldrick. And then that would probably give me some... That would probably help out the midfield a little bit more, and then I'd probably put like Levi Ashcroft in the forward line, etc., etc. But yeah, that's something I could look at as well. But I just don't like it as much as like a Wangani Malira, who you know what you're going to get. Let's just look at the last 5 SuperCoach for designated kickers, and you'll see that Melbourne is actually still a plus 0.48 if we look at them. They had not really anyone do anything really pathetic, but yeah, and then a couple of outlier scores in Marek 131 and James Sicily 121. If we look at their last 10 for SuperCoach as well, I don't think it's too bad as well in terms of them up there as well. They're a plus 2.56, which they have the likes of Roberts, Blakey, Bice, etc., all doing not the worst. Then you've got the Marek call as well. You've got Archie Roberts going 107 against them. You've got Guthrie and Tom Stewart doing well against them. So will be interesting to see how that plays out with St Kilda. It is under, if we go to here as well, and we just get out of that as well, you'll see Wangani Malira. It is being played at, where are they playing it at? They are playing it at, where is TP? So I'll actually double check that where that is, because I was expecting a Marvel or an MCG, but it's clearly not that. Let me just double check. They are playing it at TAO Alice Springs. That could be interesting. I don't remember if Alice Springs has anything good for the defenders. If I look quickly at someone like a Bowie or something quickly, just to see, did he play there last year? Because they would have played a game that I'm pretty sure they played the Dogs there last year. Let's just check what happened at TP. He went 82 on a long run average of 62 for the year, which doesn't really give us much. But who did they play at TP? They played Fremantle. So if we go to Ryan or a Clark there, Luke Ryan, and let's just check what his stats were. I know that this is so rudimentary in terms of just how to look at TP, TAO Stadium, but Luke Ryan went 124 when he was averaging 130 at the time, so within reason. And then let's just look at Clark as well on that day as well. Clark 535k. At this point in time, I'm not going to trade him in, but if we look at him at TP, he went 127 when he was averaging 106 at the time. So yeah, I don't think it's really going to matter too much. Has shown both, I think. And let me actually just check who would have been the halfback for. I might actually go and try and find the actual game in a second here to find the halfback for the likes of. Salem went 91, averaging 76. I'm going to go back through, and what round are we looking at here for this? Let me get rid of that. We are looking for round 12 in 2024. So if we go here, round 12, 2024, and we look at the likes of, where is this game? Fremantle won by 92 points. That was a smashing. If we go to the points, you'll see that Clark and Ryan went off. Max Gawn also 32 hitouts. Hitouts were, that's actually not too bad, to be honest with you. And you can kind of see actually doesn't look too bad for halfbacks. Even Heath Chapman scoring well, Tristan Salem scoring well last year. So yeah, it doesn't actually look too bad for halfbacks. Just looking at it right here. So if they all look like they were going above average almost. So yeah, I'm actually not too fussed about Wangani Malira at TAO Stadium. I think he does all right there. Anyway, so yep. Now moving on to the VC and captaincy. Not many options this week for me. Could go Merritt against Brisbane, but I don't like it too much. If we look at Merritt's previous scores against Brisbane, so yeah, he went 135 against Brisbane last year. If we go to Zorko, he's gone 100 in the last 3 games against Essendon. I think this could be, just with the way Essendon are at the moment, I think they're going to be absolutely battered. So I just don't see a world in which they put up much of a fight against Brisbane tonight. So I think that Zorko could actually do really well at the end of the game here, just by chipping it back and forth and gaining a lot of points late. So that's why I've gone VC him into Gawn on both platforms, as I just think those two are going to be able to really put up a score. St Kilda last time for Gawn, he went 180. St Kilda are also on SuperCoach, at least a +5 or +6 on matchup base. So I think he goes really well against Marshall. And so, yeah, I think he's almost VC or captaincy in most weeks anyway. So that's what I'm looking at for him in the next couple of weeks as well. He's probably going to be a VC or a captaincy option on most options, probably a captaincy option next week. alongside, I'm going to hazard a guess, Cherry. Yep, it's going to be a Cherry into Gorn next week. And then the week after as well, you've got, it's probably going to be again another Cherry into Gorn. So don't surprise there, unless I would hazard a guess, unless the Eagles, who have North and Carlton. So yeah, it is going to be, you would expect, a Cherry into Gorn most all weeks. If we look here, Richmond have GWS Sydney. I don't think there's anyone to captain from there. Western Bulldogs potentially over a Gorn in a Gorn could be an option if we just look at that on the Sunday. 320 versus a Sunday 320. They both have 320. That sucks. But you could look at that as well, like a Bontempelli or someone like that, or a Ed Richards or something like that, next in a couple weeks' time after their bye. That's Sunday the 22nd, whereas that's Sunday the 15th. So actually they have the bye in that's round 14. I was actually looking at them differently. But anyway, enough said. Pretty much my VC and captaincy is going to include one of Gorn and Cherry for the rest of the year. They do play St Kilda, so it doesn't mean I can go like a Sinclair or a Wanganeen Malira. But yeah, a Zorko into Gorn is the way to go, I think, for the next little bit. But that is the video there going through my Supercoach team. It is a little bit disappointing that I've got barely any trades left and still half a team. But it is what it is this year. I've been smacked left, right, center, and probably again. And so yeah, that is the team for the moment, I guess. And just doesn't look the greatest, but we'll do what has to, I guess. It'll be what it is at the end of the day. And next week, hopefully with players returning and less teams on the bye, it should actually help out. And then in the long run, I'll be able to just upgrade this team and get it up to a semblance of a finished side, I guess. But anyway, that's the video. If you did enjoy it, remember to like and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on. If you're listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my predictions, as well as the game review of the Brisbane versus Essendon game. So I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.